How are you, my fans, sneak peepers, and curious friends? I am difficult and demanding. If you want to know my real name, then hold still, and I might bring your wish to fruition. Before we begin, you can find this podcast show in iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Blueberry, Google Play Music, TuneIn, YouTube, and Stitcher. Now, unlike the other people in your life, I actually care about what you think. So meet me halfway, take a tiny moment, and give my podcast and each episode a review rating. This is the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real, uncensored, and shooting straight between the eyes. The third eye, that is. I am going to hit you with explicit truth. This solo show is outrageously honest and keenly witty with a view into life. Yes, I said life. That's what we do every day when we wake up from sleeping. We are living life. Well, some of us at least. Moreover, I hope to provide you with gut-wrenching laughter and a touch of wisdom. Let's get something straight. Really, really straight. I am truly, actually, habitually, and shamelessly difficult and demanding, and I completely own it. Now, I don't ask for much because I expect and receive it all. I firmly believe that if you expect shit, you will receive shit. What does that mean? Well, it means expect nothing but the best and don't settle for less. Now, as always, I, your host, Tara, am keeping it real and uncensored. Unplug from life and dive all into episode 14 of the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real on the ridiculous world we live in. Today's show is called Fooled Me Twice. Everyone's talking about Trump's mental fitness. I am going to let you know whose mental fitness is truly questionable. Why is our Make America Great president attending an international forum on trade when he says close our borders? Hate groups are now recruiting on college campuses and will soon begin recruiting in preschools. Before I begin, I am going to do a call out. What's a call out? Well, it's not a shout out. I am calling out you motherfucking lurkers. If you have entered my world, then be honest with yourself about it. You want to be here, and you know I want you here, so follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Finally, climb aboard and enjoy the entire show, because I am giving you plenty of ridiculous honesty. Once the podcast episode ends, I am keeping it going on my Instagram page at Difficult and Demanding and on my Twitter page at Mrs. D and D. Hi everyone, welcome back. If you listened to my last episode, episode 13, it was called Fooled Me Once. And at the very end, when I was announcing the release date for my upcoming episode, which is episode 14, I was actually talking about surrender and how that is different than giving up. So during this introduction, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into the topic so you can understand what I'm talking about or where I'm coming from, because all of you probably think or know that I'm actually really crazy. But surrender. Nowadays, people want what they want when they want it. They want immediate gratification. And to get what they want, they make hasty, impulsive decisions and actions. We are taught from a very early age to conquer, conquer, conquer. It shows power and it shows success and it gains respect. Or if you're not able to conquer, 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 then the opposite end of the spectrum is giving up. And when I said surrendering is not the same as giving up, they are actually two different things, even though it's not presented that way normally. Giving up means you can't cut it, you can't push through, and everything is not black or white, yes or no, on or off, all or nothing. There's something in between, and I believe there's a lot more in between. If you look at a bell curve, you would know that most of everything falls in between the
far end of the spectrum and the other far end of the spectrum. So on one end, you have conquering, and the other end, you have giving up. But in between, I believe you have surrender. And that is where I think the bulk of life happens. And when you're experiencing things that are happening to you in life, you don't know how to deal with it. And I think we get really frustrated with things that we don't have any control over, especially if we're trying to conquer it or solve a problem and we can't come up with a solution. So if you can't solve it, then naturally people say, you know what? I can't do anything about it. I'm going to give up. But sometimes you have issues, problems, and people, and it takes more time than what we really want it to take to solve it and deal with it. And that is where surrendering comes in. And how do you surrender to a situation and not suffer? And I think it's a state of mind. I believe with surrendering, there is a lot of power, a lot of energy surrounding that. And like I'm saying, surrendering and giving up are two different things. And let me explain to you why they are different. Giving up is when you stop trying. You don't want to, you cannot come with any solutions, any alternate plans. There's just nothing to be had. There's nothing to be gained. You have clocked out. You have checked yourself completely out. And with conquering, you always feel like, yes, I'm winning. I'm doing this. I know what I'm doing it well, and I'm going to keep doing it. But that formula, that recipe doesn't work for most things in our lives. And I think that's why a lot of people are so damn miserable, because if they're not conquering, then they're giving up and they're moving on to the next thing that they believe they can conquer. But you are missing out on a lot of experiences by having that mentality. And yes, I did say that there is more power, meaning you feel more powerful with surrendering than you do with conquering and quitting. Well, you probably don't feel powerful at all with quitting, but there's power in surrendering, because 80% of what you have in life are things that you can't control and you can't wrap your head around. So if you can learn how to deal with that, how to embrace that, and how to ride that wave until it passes out of your life, I think you will feel very, very empowered. Surrendering is like Kaiser Soze. And I'm not sure if some of you have seen the movie, The Usual Suspect, but Kaiser Soze is a one bad-ass motherfucker. He finds himself in a predicament that is something that he didn't plan on, he didn't want to be in, but he has a way to navigate the situation so that it doesn't impact the rest of his life, meaning going to prison, going to jail for a very, very long time. And that is what surrendering is like. It's like Kaiser Soze. People are so busy conquering, destroying the people that give up, that you're overlooking things. We're not here to overrun, to step on, to ride over people who aren't cutting it the way we are. We're not meant to do that. We all have our different journey, our different path, our different way. And if you're winning in a situation, then you know what? Motherfucking win. Keep winning. Do you, be you, do that. But it doesn't mean because you win, the other person is a loser. Giving up doesn't make you a loser. Giving up is a state of mind in which you choose not to be active. Conquering is activity. Giving up is a lack of activity, is inactivity. And surrendering is the most difficult of all. And surrendering doesn't mean that you are making someone else feel bad because they're not winning like you at this point in time. Surrendering has nothing to do with anything or anyone else except for yourself. So since you're winning, you're successful, you think you're powerful, you think that, everything is great. Your life is going through it great. You're doing great. And you think you're on top of the world. And when you're giving up, you think you're at the bottom. You're worthless. But no, that's not what it's about. Because when the wheel of fortune turns, which it always motherfucking does, karma is constantly serving some shit to people. And that's called life lessons. So when your wheel of fortune turned to a misfortune, to bad things happening to you, and you can't figure out what to do, that is when surrendering comes into play. The person that's most powerful, they don't display it. They don't flaunt it. They don't show it. They don't talk about it. And when you think you're going to know what their next move is, they switch it up on you because they are not ruled by power. They are harnessing the energy of being powerful to their benefit. Power is a tool. And I think people get caught up in that, thinking that it increases their self-worth and self-value by winning and being successful. That means nothing about nothing. Because the day that you stop winning is the day you actually start losing. And winning and losing, it means nothing and everything. It's all temporary. And a lot of us spend a lot of time judging ourselves and others about our achievements, what we're doing, who we know, where we're going, what we're able to do, who we're able to call. But when you don't have all that, what is left? What's left is you. And can you look your motherfucking self in the mirror and say, you know what? I like what I see. I love what I see. I enjoy what I see. Do you still feel that same power that you felt when you were winning, when you're losing? And you're probably saying, what in the fuck is she talking about? Well, yes, I sound like I'm on some spiritual crazy journey. Well, I am, because I'm going to educate you about some shit that I've learned the hard way. Surrendering is unassuming, but it has a powerful, powerful presence. Have you been in the presence of someone where you're in the room with a bunch of people and this person walks in and you feel them walk in? You know they're there. They haven't said shit to you. They haven't walked past you. They haven't even thought about your motherfucking ass. They think you're a non-motherfucking factor. But when they walk in, heads motherfucking turn. And that's what I'm talking about, the power of surrender. Because this person, like a typical person, they could go in, they can make their way, they can make their presence known, they can say hi, they can do all this. But when you can step into a motherfucking room and turn heads, that is some powerful, powerful shit. You see, typically you have people sitting in a corner who basically has the L on their forehead, which people call the losers. And then you have the very popular people who are making their way around and everyone knows who they are and they're patting them on the back and they're having a conversation, and that's when everyone wants to be around. And then you have another person who doesn't come with anyone, who may or may not know anyone, but that person steals the show. And you say, how is that possible that a person who is unassuming, that appears to be a loser, has the presence of someone that's more powerful, that has the presence of someone or a better presence than someone that's more popular? And that is because of surrender. They're not using their power to gain other people's attention, because that's not power at all. When you have power, it's like an engine. It's like a V8, V12 engine. When that motherfucker purrs, when you turn it on, you know what? You know that motherfucking engine is on, and you know it's strong, and you know it's powerful. You don't have to drive the car. All you have to do is turn the engine on, and you can hear the gurgling and the purring to know that's one bad ass beast. And that is what surrendering is about. It's about having an aura, a presence that's magnetic, that's polarizing, it can be overwhelming for some people. It can actually be a threat to a lot of other people, but it is known, it is present. And I work very, very hard at surrendering. Now, a lot of you may have been able to figure this out or not, but I have a very strong, intense personality. And I work very hard to control the dial of my personality, whether I turn it up, I turn it down, I turn it on, I turn it off, because I know how I impact others and I know how it makes them feel. So I go through life monitoring the situation and actually evaluating, you know what, is this the place to turn it up, turn it down, or turn it off? Because I'm mind-blowing on many levels, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Now, if some of you actually knew me in person, when you see me in person, I give the impression that I'm aloof, I'm indifferent, I don't give a fuck. And on the other hand, I'm actually not. You see, when people think that you care or you want their attention or you're seeking their approval, they put on a mask. And that mask is their best act, their best face. And I can't stand that motherfucking shit. I don't like fake, false shit. So what I do, I'm unassuming. I don't walk up to the people and ask them a bunch of personal questions, nosy ass motherfucking questions. I don't do that. What I do is, I don't come at all. I back the fuck up. I'm always polite, respectful, and kind. And I give them the impression that I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't care what the fuck is going on. And you don't have to talk to me. You see, when I do that, I get to see so much about these people because I am really paying attention to the flutter of their eyelids, to their breathing, to their mannerisms, to their tone, to what they're talking about. I pay attention to it all. I pay attention to the nuances because in those nuances, that is where you find the real truth. The real truth. And I like to deal with the truth head on, straight on. I don't want sugar on top. I don't want any seasoning. I don't want anything. Give it to me bare back motherfucking raw. That's what I want. I want to see the realism because that is where you find the heart. That is where you find the passion. That is where you find life. That's where you get life, energy, and the real. And most people don't want to be in the real. So I walk around aloof, indifferent, unassuming because I'm surrendering to the situation. I know when people are uncomfortable, they are guarded. And I can't see what I need to see when they're guarded because I like the truth. I love that shit. I love to know, to see, to discuss the things that scares you, that excites you, that turns you on, that makes you sad. I love all that shit because all of it is a part of life. Everything is not roses and motherfucking peaches and strawberries and cream. No, that's not life. Look at nature. You have night and day. You have destruction. You have creation. That is a natural part of life. But as humans, we are geared to think that everything is going to be picture perfect all the time. And it's not. So when I'm walking around aloof, indifferent, I'm seeming like I'm having some innocent conversations. I see your secrets. I feel your desires. I hear your hopes, dreams, and failure. And I catch all that just walking by you. And you don't even know. And I store that shit in my mind like it's a motherfucking database. Now, I don't do anything with the information unless you come for me. Because if you come for me and you start some shit, you better believe you will find me. Let me repeat. If you come looking for me, your ass is going to find me. So don't come looking for some shit that you can't handle. And don't go asking any motherfucking questions that you don't want to know the answer to. That's what a lot of people do. They ask questions to shit that they're not prepared to hear the answer for. That is why you mind your goddamn business. Stop being so motherfucking nosy and tend to your own garden. Mind your own business. So I get all this information and I don't share it. Because I don't believe in gossip. I think gossiping is weak, it's whack. And gossiping is a way for people who don't want to talk about themselves, they talk about others. That's what I said. Motherfuckers who don't want to talk about themselves because they're ashamed, they have nothing to talk about, they have nothing going on, they stay busy talking about other people. See, I have too much going on in my motherfucking life, in my brain, to be worried about who's doing what, when they're doing it, how they're doing it. I don't give a fuck. I give a fuck if there's a reason for me to care. But if there's no reason for me to care, I mind my goddamn business and I pick up on whatever I need to pick up and I store that shit. Now back to the point. Surrendering. How do I practice surrendering? I know how I am. I know my personality. I know the intensity of it. I know myself. So if you were to see me in person, I work very hard to be unpredictable, unassuming. Most days I am dressed for a workout. Because guess what? I'm going to work the fuck out. That is what I do. I drop my children off to school and I head straight to the gym. Now let's be clear. My body is unfucking believable. And I know this. So if I know I have this strong, intense, charismatic, magnetic personality, and I have this banging ass motherfucking body, and I'm fucking smart as hell, I know that I'm a magnet for haters and admirers. And I'm okay with that. That's life. You got to take everything with everything. So my workout clothes is actually underneath the baggy sweats that I wear. Because I'm not trying to make other people feel too uncomfortable or too self-conscious. That's what I'm talking about when I say I turn the dial up, I turn the dial down. But when I get to the gym, that baggy shit comes off and it's bam. Men, women, they go into a motherfucking trance. Now, I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back because I don't give a fuck about someone staring at me in a trance. If you're at the gym, stop watching me and start watching your motherfucking ass, because I look the way I do not because I'm staring at you, it's because I'm looking at my motherfucking self and I'm doing my exercises. That is the difference. So I don't get caught up and people saying, ooh, you look great. I don't give a fuck about that. I appreciate your compliment, but I'm here to get work done. And even how I work out, the shit is mean, the shit is intense. I don't play. I just don't play. I go to get shit done. And because of my nature and how I am, it really rattles people. So to keep people from losing their motherfucking minds, I kind of glide through life like a leaf in wind to make people feel okay. Because if you're working out next to me, I'm going to make you feel like you don't want to be in a motherfucking gym. And it's not because I'm doing something to make you feel bad. It's because I'm doing shit that works for me and it's not working for you. I don't go in there showing my abs because people will lose their motherfucking minds. I do enough to entice and intrigue and to create desire. Yes, I like to entice, I love to intrigue, and I love to create desire. Why? If you listen to how I started off this conversation, I said people want what they want, when they want it, how they want it, and they believe they can get it. I like to make you want ferociously because I know that you're not going to get it. But that is where the surrendering comes in. People always want gratification, but with surrendering, the gratification's different. When you're hungry, you eat, you feel better. But imagine being hungry, you're starving, and you see a table, a feast of foods that you love. And imagine sitting at that table with the feast in front of you. You can smell it, you can feel the temperature, your mouth is watering. It's just unbelievable. And imagine sitting at that table, hungry, starving, looking at the best feast in the world and not touching it. That's what I said. Imagine you're starving with all your favorite foods at the table and imagine never touching it. You're relishing it. You want it. You can barely control yourself, but you're disciplined enough not to pick it up. That is surrendering. Because all that energy you have tied to wanting it right now, if you don't eat it, that energy is power beyond belief. If you can learn how to harness it and channel it and not succumb to it. And that is what surrendering is about. And what I'm saying to you is difficult as hell. It's some spiritual next level shit. But it helps you go through life not feeling cheated and depleted. You see, I got a lot of people talking to me. If you follow me, I'll follow you. If you unfollow me, I'll unfollow you. That's stupid. That shit is stupid as hell, whack as shit, and I don't have time for that. You know, if you want to follow me, follow me. If you want to unfollow me, unfollow me. But whether you follow me or you don't, or you unfollow me should have nothing to do with whether I'm following you or not. There's no betrayal for following someone who doesn't want to follow you back. It's all about enjoyment. People are making shit that's too simple, fucking complicated. Now, I want to teach you to surrender to your feelings and enjoy it without acting upon it. Yes, it's similar to teasing, but teasing is tacky. It's not what I'm talking about. It's about being able to enjoy something without ever having it. Having it in front of you, being able to do everything, look at it, smell it, hear it, but never taste it, never touch it. And you sit in that mode at that point in time, and you hover in that, and you stay in that, and you feel all these intense emotions and desires. It's very spiritual, and it's highly exhilarating, and it's really, really difficult. It's like bringing yourself to the point of almost climaxing and stopping and sitting with those feelings and emotions. Your body starts to hum, it starts to vibrate, and that energy you feel, that is power. That is why so many athletes, successful athletes, they will tell you that they don't have sex before major games, because that is that energy that I'm talking about, that built up energy where you want something, you desire something. They take that, they channel it, and they use it to win the sport. But what I'm telling you to do is not to release it, but to hold on to it and harness it. It's like keeping a genie in a bottle, or keeping energy in a bottle, and keep that with you, because that makes you radiant. That makes you charismatic. That makes you magnetic. That makes you feel like a goddess or a god. It's an unbelievable high that you feel, and you walk around, you feel powerful. Now, some of you probably say, this bitch done lost her motherfucking mind. Yeah, I have. But I'm trying to tell you a trick that when you go through life and shit is happening to you out of your control, you have to learn to surrender to it. Sometimes you can't fight shit. It's going to happen regardless. So how do you surrender to the suffering and things that are going on and still be able to live a happy, balanced life? And that is what surrendering, that's how that kicks in. Now, that's a different twist to what I'm talking about. And if you want me to talk about it, I can talk about it again. You just let me know on Instagram and Facebook. But the photos and everything you see, I am truly trying to blow your motherfucking mind. I am fucking with your heads. I am doing all that because I want to tap into those deep, fucking hidden, animalistic, innate fucking desires that we all have to bottle up and pretend like it doesn't exist, and you only let the shit come out when you're drunk or you're behind closed doors. I want to tap into that because that's a part of who we are. We're humans. And why are we depriving ourselves of enjoyment? But unfortunately, not everything you want, you're not going to be able to get. And that is what I'm also trying to teach you, that you can enjoy something, look at it, and never get it, but gain something from it regardless. So, baby, that is real power. People can conquer all day long, but you conquer, you fail, you win, you lose. But in between there's a lot of shit that's going on that will make you a stronger, more disciplined, radiant, confident person, but it requires a strong level of discipline. If you can find a way to balance in between conquering and quitting, if you can find that balancing point in the middle between conquering and quitting, that is called surrendering. And that, if you look on the bell curve, is where the most power and energy is. And that will make you one badass motherfucker. You will feel connected to the universe. You will feel connected to life. You will feel connected to people. You will be able to be around fire, feel the fire, enjoy the fire, but never get burned by the motherfucking fire. But that takes self-control, self-awareness, and discipline. Maybe you're ready for it. Maybe you're not. But that's what I do. So everything I'm doing to you, I'm doing it to you for a reason. I enjoy it. Like I said in one of my posts, I am going to screw you in the head. I'm going to mind fuck you. That's exactly what I'm going to do, because I think people need to be mind fucked. You need to be taunted. You need to be teased. You need to be titillated. You need to be exhilarated. You need to do all those things because that's how you feel alive. And I think we're walking around like dead ass motherfucking zombies. But the only thing is, you are not going to be able to fulfill that desire completely. So if you want to ride with me, come along for the ride. But this is not for the meek. This is not for the weak. I am going to taunt you, and I enjoy every bit of it. So if you enjoy it and I enjoy it, let's have fun. If you think the bitch is crazy, I am. You can step the fuck away, because this is not for you. Our president's mental fitness. Is he crazy? Is he a genius? I don't really know what to say about the shit, because, This motherfucker's about 100 years old, and maybe his shit got scrambled up in his brains. I mean, maybe the shit started misfiring after the age of 75. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I believe he's an intelligent man. He's intelligent enough to get ahead. He's intelligent enough to become president. But is all the brain cells firing correctly? No, I think his shit is misfiring like the rest of us. So people are talking about his mental fitness, During his campaign, he showed you that he was a rambling, 2-bit ass con motherfucking man. And that shit hasn't changed. He just went from running a campaign for president to becoming POTUS. Shit. He's the same ass motherfucker that you saw. Rambling ass, monkey fool, that is what he is. So people are talking about, oh, he's crazy. I'm concerned. Why the fuck are you concerned now? Your ass should be concerned before he actually stepped up in the motherfucking White House and turned the White House into the motherfucking Gold House. Yes, he turned the White House into the Gold House. You know, he likes all this shit in gold, this fucking trashy, 1980s solid gold bullshit. That's what the fuck it is. He turned the White House into the goddamn Gold House. Now, what more do you want? He spent millions of dollars redecorating the shit, adding gold-plated this, gold-plated that, and now you aren't concerned about his fitness? When he sat there and told you that I am going to bring your jobs back when the bitch has nothing to do with your motherfucking job. Who hires you? Who fires you? Who signs your goddamn paycheck? Who approves your motherfucking timesheet? He had nothing to do with that. Now you want to be concerned about his mental fitness. You put him up on the podium. You presented him as a package saying he should run for president. And now all you bitch ass motherfuckers want to talk about his mental fitness. I'm more concerned about your motherfucking mental fitness. Because if you put a wild animal in a civilized house, and the motherfucking animal starts eating motherfucking people, and then you start saying, hey, I'm concerned about this tiger's behavior. It's so uncharacteristic. Motherfucker, please. Did I say, oh, motherfucker, please? That is exactly what I said. You can't put a fucking wild animal in a civilized environment and act like it's a motherfucking house cat when you know damn well you just brought a wild ass tiger into your motherfucking house. You brought a Siberian tiger into your goddamn house, and you're wondering why this motherfucker's not acting like a house cat. Come on, seriously. You're saying he's self-absorbed, he's impulsive, lacks empathy, obsessive focus on slights, has conspiracy theories, and difficulty grasping and communicating facts. What you're basically saying is the motherfucker's a liar, and he distorts the truth to his benefit. Well, that sounds like any and every other motherfucking politician in DC. So what makes him different? Oh, he's worth millions. I got it. You're a hater. You're jealous. You should have thought long and hard about putting a man with a blonde raccoon on top of his motherfucking head. You should have thought long and hard about that. When he couldn't tell you 1 + 1 = 2, when he said 1 + 1 will possibly equal 3 in the future if you elect me, you should have known that, it's not his mental fitness. It's my goddamn mental fitness that needs to be checked. Now he's talking about, hey, when he was running for campaign, he was going to get Mexico to build a wall. He told you he was going to get Mexico to pay for a motherfucking wall on our side of the border to keep their people out. You should have known that shit don't make no sense. It makes no motherfucking sense. When a motherfucker's telling you, hey, look, I'm going to go and I'm going to sign up for this big ass house, and I'm going to get Paul to pay for my big ass house. You and I both know that shit ain't right. It's not going to happen. So he's telling you, I'm going to build a wall to keep all the people out who takes care of your kids, who's your nanny, who basically are picking the food out of our farms, who are landscaping our properties, who are cooking for us, who are tending to us, who are doing all these wonderful things to support our first world lifestyle. You believe that he was actually going to get the money from Mexico to build a motherfucking wall on our behalf? Like, come on, people. Like, when does the stupidity end? He is the same motherfucking dude. He just went from Trump to POTUS Trump. He went from Trump to POTUS Trump. You're looking for stability? Well, you had stability. He came in a Hershey wrap package. He was a Hershey chocolate. You didn't want him. Every step he tried to make, he was cocked, blocked here and there. Bam, blocked, bam, blocked, bam, blocked. Now you're looking for stability? Fuck stability. You wanted a motherfucking roller coaster ride, and that is why you hired a buffoon to come take over this train, because that's what you're on. You're on a wild, wild train headed out west, and unfortunately, this shit's going to end up in the Pacific Ocean. And you can thank yourselves for this shit, because you believe a man who's successful at reality TV telling people, you're fired, that he was going to fix some shit that has centuries of history. You thought a man with no political experience was going to come in and shake things up. He's a businessman first, and I'm sorry, he's a self-serving bastard last. So in between there, if you listen to the first part of my show, that's where the surrendering part come in. This is where you need to surrender. You need to surrender to the fucked up decision you made to vote for this motherfucker, because he don't give a fuck about the coal miners. He don't give a fuck about the programmers. He don't give a fuck about any or anyone besides himself and his friends. So you have 3 more years to sit back and think about your goddamn mental fitness. Fuck his mental fitness. You know why? Whether he's crazy or not, whether he's stupid or not, the motherfucker became president of the United States. He became president of one of the most powerful, successful countries, civilizations in this goddamn world. So it's not his mental fitness we should be checking. We need to check your shit. Because somewhere between the voting booth and you leaving home, somebody gave your motherfucking ass a lobotomy. You need to go get your brains, put that shit back in, plug the holes, and think the next election is coming up in November. Get your motherfucking head straight. It's not about Democrat. It's not about Republican. It's about the person and their character and what you think they're going to do for them. If they're telling you some shit that you want to hear, then you don't motherfucking learn. People who tell you what the fuck they want to hear, what you want to hear, they may be not out for your benefit. They may be telling you what the fuck you want to hear because they want you to drop your drawers because they get ready to ram your motherfucking ass. And if you don't know what that means, or if you think I'm utterly disgusting, please forgive me. But I like to deal in flowery, dirty, colorful, explicit language to make my motherfucking point. Because I want to shake, rattle, and roll you. So the next time you step the fuck out of your house, you walk, you drive, you catch the motherfucking bus, or you fucking flutter like a goddamn butterfly to the voting booth, you will think very long and hard about believing the shit that you read on social media, you see on the news, and you hear coming out your motherfucking mouth. Because if you don't know, these politicians, they go from wearing their custom bespoke suits in Manhattan, and then they change it to their motherfucking cowboy boots and their hats to go meet you motherfuckers. All they're doing, that's called a hoe. They are high-priced hoes. They change their outfit depending on who the fuck they're going to visit. And when they're going to visit you, they're going to want you to feel like, hey, they're one of me, and I want to vote for him because he understands me. No one understands you. You don't even know your goddamn self. So if you don't even know your motherfucking self, what you need, how you're going to get it, how the fuck is a stranger going to tell you what the fuck you need and what you're going to get? You need to get your shit straight. You need to start making better decisions and start thinking things through, solving problems. Who am I more than likely going to get my needs met with? Is it someone who hires illegal laborers, do shady business deals, and hides and lies? Or are you better off choosing someone who may be shades darker than yourself, but actually gives a fuck about you because he has been in politics? That means he has probably a higher chance of caring about human beings than a motherfucker who hires people and pays them under the table and probably pays them less than minimum wage. You choose. But I'm going to tell you, don't worry about President Donald Trump's mental fitness. Because your mental fitness is probably out of shape like your goddamn body. And you need to get your body in the gym. And you need to get your motherfucking mind in the gym. And you need to start making better motherfucking decisions. And if you're saying, who the fuck are you? Well, I ain't nobody. And a matter of fact, I don't even know how the fuck you listen to. Because if I ain't nobody, I don't know shit. You don't know shit. You can see where our country's going to end up. Oh, we're going to end up with a motherfucking president, Donald Trump. Okay, guys, I am on a roll today. We are talking about the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Our president attended this forum. Yes, the president who promised you that we would make America great again by making American goods and only buying American goods. His ass flew in his private jet. That's me sound like a plane, so please forgive me if I don't sound right. And he actually attended this. All you people whom he told No more open borders. No more foreigners. No more foreign goods. I'm going to fix what's going on with China, and I'm going to fix this and fix that and get better deals for you so that we are not in a deficit and you haven't lost your job. His ass and that blonde motherfucking raccoon on top of his head flew to Switzerland to attend this forum. Now, the World Economic Forum is a powerhouse. It is responsible for the economic decisions that a lot of our leaders make in regards to trade, relations, policies. It's kind of like a steering committee to decide, where we're all headed on a global level, because we're all living this life because of globalism, international trade. We're all interconnected. So he went there. You know why he went there? Because he doesn't only own hotels and land in America. He owns things overseas. He is an international businessman who owns an international company. So a man who is rich with international business connections and international businesses is telling you that he's going to make and buy American goods only. How in the hell did you fall for that bullshit? Like, did you do your research? Did you do your research? Even if you pulled out your motherfucking iPhone and Googled the shit, did you do that at least? Did you research the motherfucker who was telling you, I don't like international trade. I'm going to balance our deficit. I'm going to stop what's happening and with us in China, and I'm going to set everything straight. Did you Google it? Because that's the least you can do. If you didn't motherfucking Google it, you need your ass spanked. Yes, I said it. You need to get your ass motherfucking whooped. Why in the hell would you sit here and listen to this Tom fucking foolery? Why? What the fuck were you smoking? What the hell were you thinking? A man that you believe is successful, he's successful for a reason, because he's going places, buying businesses, opening businesses, buying property where it's going to give him the most goddamn profit. And sometimes that is not in the United States of A. It is overseas. So a man who goes overseas and sets up corporations and businesses for his benefit, how in the hell are you going to believe he's going to close the borders? And if he closes the borders, that's going to impact him because he is a U.S. citizen. He has to pay taxes unless he's doing tax avoidance and doing tax shelters in the Cayman Islands, but it's a different topic. Why did you Google it. Google it. Google is the new encyclopedia. Google the shit. If you don't want to pick up a book, you don't have any books, you can't find a motherfucking book, if you can't goddamn read a book, Google will take your illiterate fucking pigeon English and translate that shit into something that makes sense so you can find the shit and then get someone else to read it to you. Shit, you can talk to Siri and say, Siri, look this up to me and read it to my illiterate motherfucking ass. That's all you had to do. But no, you didn't do that. He showed up with his fucking swoop hair style, telling you what the fuck you wanted to hear at the right moment. That's like a dude telling a girl that she's beautiful, she's the best thing ever, she's hot, and all he wants to do is put a fucking paper bag over her head, fuck her, and leave her. Now, why would you let a motherfucker tell you what you want to hear, put a bag over your head and fucking leave it? Because he don't give a fuck about you. That's what he did. Trump put a bag over your motherfucking heads. He fucked you, and he's going to keep fucking you for the next 3 years because you didn't Google the shit or you didn't talk to Siri and say, Siri, what the fuck I should do? Siri could tell your motherfucking ass that you shouldn't have voted for him. But no, did you call Siri? No. Did you Google it? No. Fuck, you could have called me, text me, tweet me, whatever. I would have told you, do your research, and if this makes sense for your future, do that. But no. He came with his special racist, fucking polarizing, paranoid, delusional words, and you fell for it. Now, all of you, most of you, some of you, one of you, have to be spiritual, religious. You know that people lie, they cheat, and manipulate. It's in the damn Bible. It's in the Bible. So if you know all this is going on, and you know someone's telling you something that doesn't clearly connect, if the dots don't connect, that means the motherfucker's not shooting straight. So if you can't connect the dots, that means the motherfucker's misfiring and not shooting straight. And if a person's not a straight shooter, when they're saying they're a straight shooter, but their actions are telling you they're not a straight shooter, you got to think about your next best option. Now, unfortunately, Hillary, oh boy, she was a handful. With her husband and everything she's done, I understand. You felt between a rock and a hard place. I understand. But unfortunately, you went and knocked on the damn devil's door, and he has invited all his goddamn family. It is off. It's just unbelievable what's going now. And it's unbelievable because how it is impacting you. He is hiding mediocre motherfucking porn stars. He's fucking, like, how do you turn a blind eye and talk about someone's integrity and character and asking for a president of the United States to bring a motherfucking birth certificate? Like, the FBI and the CIA can't do an extensive background check to determine whether someone's born in the United States. You're asking for a birth certificate, but you don't expect to have the tax returns of the United States of America. You don't expect to see the president's tax return. Every other president has shown their tax return. You want to see Obama's fucking birth certificate. But you are not insistent upon seeing a motherfucker's tax returns when you and I both know he does shady deals. Hypocrites. Hippo motherfucking critters. That's what you are. Hippo motherfucking critters. Now, I'm not saying, hey, you should jump up, today and be, a jungle fever lover and say that, an African American or colored president is the best thing since sliced bread. No, that's not what I'm saying. If you want to still be racist, fuck. That's your problem. That's not my motherfucking business. You want to be racist? Fucking be racist. Be motherfucking racist. I don't give a damn. But what I'm talking to you about, you can be racist and still have your shit taken care of. And sometimes you have to be racist and choose the next best option to get most of your needs met. But if you're choosing someone who's saying they're against international trade, but there you see the blonde raccoon swoop sitting in fucking Switzerland talking to international leaders about trade. Yeah, well, he's probably not talking about trade per se for the United States. He's probably talking about that shit to help support his businesses, which has nothing to do with you. So unless you plan on cleaning up shit and picking up tampons from his hotel room, I didn't think so. You really need to think about your decision-making process because Davos has global elite. These people are talking about no borders, borderless, free trading, and a fully integrated world. What does that mean, a fully integrated world? That means if you can push all the goddamn continents back together like it used to be. We used to be one big ass piece of land, like a fucking piece of pie, until we all separated. If you could push us all back together, all types of people, rainbow of color back together, how we would trade and interact. That's what this is about. So if he's telling you that he's going to close the borders, no more immigrants, I'm going to cut trade, we're going to be America, build America, America first, America last, America, America, America. If you don't think you have a job now, your ass is going to be making dirt motherfucking soup for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's what I said. You're going to be making dirt motherfucking soup. Matter of fact, you probably won't even be able to afford the fucking dirt in your front or back or side lawns by the time he's done with this shit. Because I don't think you understand how capitalism works. And if you don't know, you better find out and fucking know. Because if he starts closing the goddamn borders and you don't have anyone around to buy your excess supplies of grains, produce, or whatever else that you're producing, because keep in mind, Mexico's going to pay for the motherfucking wall. And if Mexico's going to pay for that wall, they're definitely not sending us any fresh fruits and vegetables. So when wintertime comes, you're going to find your ass gnawing on fucking tree bark during the winter because Mexico ain't sending us shit. Canada is going to say, hey, you see this? That's my ass. Kiss it. That's what they're going to do. So if we close down our borders, the life that you know, it may be horrible, may be fucking up, may be pissy. The life that you know that you can't stand right now, that you should be grateful for, that shit is going to be a figment of your imagination because you are going to be trying to look for motherfucking pennies in between your fucking Chevy truck, trying to buy the dirt in your front lawn to make some soup to feed yourself. Think very carefully about what you're doing and why. People lie because they can motherfucking lie and they want the power. They want the chance to rule. And it's only an ego contest. That's all it is. It's to make their dick feel bigger than what it motherfucking is. And even if it was bigger, he doesn't know how to use the bitch. You got fooled, you got played, and now you have to figure out how to fix this shit. Now, this event, I want to tell you one last point. This event is not typically attended by U.S. presidents. That's what I said. Most presidents do not need to attend the Davos Forum event. Why is that? They don't need to attend because our world partners already know where we stand on international trade, policy, relationships, diplomacy. They know where we stand. He is going there to save face, to save his ass. Because he's saving his ass because he's too busy fucking you up the ass. And you don't even know you're getting fucked up the ass. And that's the sad thing. If you're going to get fucked up the ass, the last thing you should know is you should know that you're getting fucked up the ass. He's going to save his ass while he's fucking you up the ass. He's protecting his business interests. Because when his presidency is over, 3 years from now, please, forgive me if it's 7 years from now. But if it happens, surrender. You got to surrender. You got to surrender. If that happens, he's making sure he's protected. He is not a champion of the neglected American working class. He made you think he was, but he wasn't. He was born rich. He owns properties and investments all over the world, and he's going to continue to do so. So if your goal is to lose your farm or your land or whatever else you got going on and to go work for Trump Organization Worldwide, cleaning up my motherfucking dirty towels at the hotel, you go right ahead. Otherwise, stop listening to motherfuckers with blonde raccoons. Google the shit. Ask Siri. Call me. Whatever. Talk to your higher power. Whatever you need to do, but you need to stop falling for people's bullshit because people lie because they can, man. They lie because they can. Hate groups are now recruiting on college campuses. I wonder why. You know why? Because most adults have enough goddamn sense to realize their shit is a bunch of shit. That's what I said. It's a bunch of bull motherfucking shit. That is why they're going to colleges. Next, their ass will be at your motherfucking preschools and elementary schools because they need to recruit children. You know why they have to recruit young people? Because they are innocent, they are open, they're trusting. They're going through changes and challenges that they don't understand. So they are targeting people in their most vulnerable state because you have to be vulnerable to not be able to think clearly and to understand bullshit. So that's what they're doing. They are talking about war against diversity. They have a war against diversity. Again, stupid as hell. Let me tell you why. Because if they were actually pure, I can respect your racism. If you keep it 100% real, let's get there. Let's get started. If you came to me and you said, I know my ancestry, I know my legacy, I'm 100% Italian, I'm 100% Polish, I'm 100% English, then you know what I say? Then you know what? Be motherfucking racist. Do you, be hateful. Shit, that makes you happy? Do that shit. But no, they're not going to do that. They're going off of the mask, the guise of appearing to be something that they're really not. They're not. Somewhere, somehow, they have mixed with some Latin blood, some African blood, some other fucking type of blood that's not pure what they say. And I consider you a fraud and I don't have respect for you. So no, I don't have a problem with someone being racist. I don't have a problem with someone not liking the way I look, my big, bushy, wild, exotic hair, my brown, mocha, caramel. I don't give a fuck about that. You can hate that. Hate that shit. Trust and believe though, when I'm 70, I'm going to look 40, but you can hate on that motherfucking shit too. But back on topic. I don't have a problem with you being racist, but I have a problem with your stupidity, your utter stupidity. Stupidity. I can't stand fucking stupidity. And if I were to ask you, hey, did you do a blood test to prove that you're 100% Caucasian white? You know what they're going to do? They're going to look at me like a fool. They're going to change the subject. They're going to deflect because that's what stupid ass people do. And then they're saying they're fighting for white working families. That's fine. You can do that too. But, white working families need people to buy the goods and services of the place that they work at to be able to have a job. So if you are fighting for white working families, it's cool. I get it. Understand. How you gonna get enough motherfucking people to buy the goods that these white working families are basically selling, making, or serving? Oh, you can take our money now, because at the end of the day, green is green. Bitch, motherfucker, punk ass, please. You're full of shit. You're trying to have a state or nation that's one shade. I'm cool with that also. Makes no fucking sense, but I'm cool with that also. But if you really had an education, You don't have enough people that can support those businesses that hire white working families only. No, you need all of us and all of our funds and our intelligence coming from all different nations, countries around the world. You need all of us to support those jobs. So when you're saying, I'm supporting white working families, that's okay. But guess what? For people to have money to buy the goods from those white working families or the businesses they work for, you need other people. And because of the globalistic nature, and I probably just made up a motherfucking word, work with me, figure it out. Because of the international trade and everything we have, you're getting money from darkies, yellowies, all kinds of people. But you ain't got a problem with that. You don't have a problem accepting money from all of us from different races. When the planes flew into the Twin Towers and people of all shades and nationalities were pulling people out of the rubble, you didn't have a problem with someone pulling your motherfucking ass out, did you? When you needed a motherfucking blood transfusion because you were dying because of what happened with 9/11, you didn't say, you know what, I think I'm going to let myself die because a black person is trying to give me blood to save my life. No, you didn't say that. You're a fucking fraud ass loser. And you're stupid. And I don't have time for that nonsense. And then you're talking about, let's take back what's rightfully ours. I'm sorry, what's yours? What's actually yours? Because your ancestors came here on a boat, just like my motherfucking ancestors. We all came here on a motherfucking boat. That's how we all got here. Some came willingly, some came unwillingly, but our ass got off the fucking boat at Plymouth Rock. Okay? We all got off the boat. So what exactly is yours here in America? My ancestors have been here much longer than your motherfucking ancestors. So tell me exactly what exactly is yours. You know what's yours? It's the one-way plane ticket back to motherfucking hell. That's what's yours. That's the only thing you're guaranteed. There's nothing in this country that belongs to your ass. There were people here before we arrived, and there will be people here after your ass is gone. You better believe that. So if you're still trying to figure out what the fuck is yours, you know what the fuck is yours? You are yours. Your taxes that you have to pay are yours. And your life is yours. Everything else is here for all of us to share and enjoy. And if you don't like that, you can go to back where the fuck you came from. But you know what? You don't know where the fuck you came from because you haven't done the DNA test. And you're probably not 100% Caucasian. So you can kiss my ass, suck my click, and bite a fucking dick. That's what you can do because you're full of shit. And I'm tired of people like you stirring the pot, starting something where there doesn't need to be anything. If you are struggling in life, then I understand and you want to get ahead and you feel the pressures. I get that. We all feel the pressures, but you have to be open. You have to educate. You have to reach out and work with others. If you're feeling isolated, it's probably because you're a fuck all person. People don't want to be around fuck all people. And then they're saying, preserve your heritage. Take up the fight. If you can tell me what the fuck your heritage is, I will take up the fucking fight with you. That's what I said. You will have yourself a token. You will have yourself a token chocolate chip. If you can tell me 100% what your heritage is. That means I want you to take it back to the dawn of mankind, of Adam and Eve, and tell me what the fuck your heritage is. Because I can guarantee you, your case is straight up fraud. You're ignorant. You're stupid. You will continuously be ignorant and stupid. And that is why you're in this situation talking about this stupid ass shit about fighting against diversity and fighting to take back what's yours. If it was yours, no one can fucking take it from you, you stupid ass punk motherfucker. If it was yours, no one can take it from you. So it never was yours. People can't take shit from you if it's yours. And if you want to preserve your heritage, find out what the fuck your heritage is first, and then you come talk to me. And then when you tell me what the fuck your heritage is, then I will get the fuck back on the boat and I'll go back to Africa. Fuck that. No one else will follow me. I'll go back to Africa for your ass. I'm not African. I'm 100% American. But just to make you motherfucking happy, that is what I'm willing to do for you because you don't make sense. Now here's what they're also doing. They are scribbling swastikas on Jewish campus organizations. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Like, if you're going to be racist, before I go on, and they're leaving bananas at doors of black people, African Americans, they're leaving bananas. That's why you broke. This is why you're motherfucking broke. You're too busy buying goddamn art supplies to draw swastikas on motherfucking organizations, on property that's not yours, first of all. So that is disrespectful in itself. You are drawing horrible artwork on shit just to be hateful that's not yours. If you stop wasting your goddamn money on art supplies to draw hateful shit, hateful so-called artwork on things to hurt other people, you would probably have more money than your broke ass have now. And then you're going around buying bananas. Shit, if you're going to buy some banana, buy food groceries. Buy a refrigerator for the motherfucking food. Don't come with some motherfucking bananas. If you feel like you're pimping, you're rich, you got enough money to waste on goddamn bananas and shit, buy some real groceries. Fill up a motherfucking refrigerator. You know why? Because you ain't got the motherfucking money, bitch. You ain't got the money. You can barely afford a goddamn banana, or you can barely afford a pencil to draw the swastika. You're a loser. That's what you are. You're a loser. And until you stop your hateful ass ways and look to say, how can I be more loving and accepting of myself and realize what I'm doing wrong, you won't even have the fucking money to buy a banana or a pencil to draw the swastikas and banana. So how's that work? Come up with some original shit. Stop calling people the N-word. Stop buying motherfucking bananas. Stop calling people fucking monkeys. That's some old ass shit. You know what? If you want to be racist in this day and age, come up with some original shit. So I can tell you, if someone calls me the N-word, I don't give a fuck. That means not a goddamn thing to me. You know why it doesn't mean anything to me? Because it only means something if I give life to it. If I don't give two flying flat fucks about the N-word, you can't faze me. First, I don't give a fuck about you. So if I don't give a fuck about you, I don't give a fuck about what you think. And if I don't give a fuck about what you think, I don't give a fuck what you call me. Just because someone says something, that doesn't make that shit true. You can't allow strangers to come in your life, leave bananas on the door, leave fucking swastikas on building, and let that impact you. Here, in the San Francisco Bay Area, I lived in a neighborhood, an affluent, well-to-do neighborhood. Someone spray painted a goddamn monkey, bitch and dick on the back of my house. Oh, that's all you got? All you got is monkey? You're stupid. If you want to be racist to me, you come with some original shit. And if you come with some original shit, I will applaud your goddamn ass. But if you're going back to the same tired ass monkey, the brains are smaller, the fucking lazy, you come back with that same whack ass fucking propaganda, disinformation bullshit, you know what? Shove a pair of stinky ass balls. No, not footballs, not soccer balls. Somebody's sweaty ass testicles. Shove that shit in your mouth. Teabag your goddamn self. Because I don't want to hear it. I don't give a fuck about you, what you think I should be doing, where the fuck you think I should be. Because if you were busy worrying about your goddamn self, you wouldn't be in this predicament. People who are more worried about what other people are doing, people who are coveting other people's possessions, you will always be a loser. And no one can help you. And the day you decide to stop being a loser is when your life will start turning around. But spreading hate and terrorizing others, if that gives you a thrill, awesome. But no one cares. That is why you're going to colleges. And next, you're going to be in the motherfucking preschools. And then next, you're going to be showing up the goddamn hospitals and the nurseries trying to get newborns to go to your cause. Because your shit is whack. You're whack. And I send you prayers, blessings, and bliss. Kiss my lovely, round, perky motherfucking ass. Are you disappointed this has come to an end? Well, it doesn't have to. Reach out and let me know what you think about this episode and my podcast. You can try and slide into my DM, but I will kick your ass out. So I suggest you hop into my DM on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding or Twitter at Mrs. D&D, or leave a comment on one of my posts. Now give. My episode links to friends, family, associates, frenemies. Hell, give it to your enemies. Actually, I don't give a damn who you give it to. Just give the shit to people and bring laughter to others and show your love for this podcast. I hope you enjoyed the show and completely surrendered to my madness. I have to go for now, but my next episode, episode 15, is coming on March 2nd, 2018 from the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real on the ridiculous world we live in. If you need a quick fix in the meantime, visit me on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding and on Twitter at Mrs. D&D.